So another lesson that you can easily do with your kids at home is you can teach them a little bit about how things take on water. So specifically in a cell, there's something called osmosis. And when the cell doesn't have enough water, it's going to take it on and absorb it. And when it has too much, it releases it. So in order to show them this, you can use a couple of different things that work here. What works really well are gummy bears. But if you have raisins or any other kind of dried fruit, and I actually just tried gummy vitamins, the key is that they can't have any kind of like sugary coating. It doesn't really work very well if you have sugary coating. So what my kids and I did was we measured the gummy bears before we did the experiment. And so we measured, how big they were with a ruler. And then we also measured, because we have a food scale. So we measured them on a food scale. Then we dropped them in water, in just a cup of water, and left them there overnight. And then we were seeing how they changed the next day. So this one, it didn't change as much as I had hoped, but I can still show you what it looks like. Okay, so once I took the gummy vitamin out of the water, I put it right onto the food scale, and I stand corrected. It actually went up 1 gram. So that's actually quite a bit. It looks very weird. It looks very jello-y, and it's super slimy. The kids like to play with them after they take them out of the water. I wouldn't recommend eating it though. A couple follow-up questions that you can talk about with your kids is, why did it take on water? So before the gummy bear went into the water, it's mostly sugar. So then it's going to want to absorb whatever water, sort of like a sponge. It's going to want to take on as much water as it can. You can ask them to think about, why does it only take on a certain amount? There's something called a saturation point, and that means that once it takes on as much water as it can, it just stops. So it's not going to grow until it's, huge. It's going to grow as much as it's able to and as much as it can take on. And that's exactly what a cell does inside of the body, or, inside of a plant or anything like that. Some other things could be, why does it feel the way that it does? What are some other things that you could try? So if you have one thing, maybe try something else and compare the two. We do a lot of comparisons in 6th grade science. So, compare a raisin to another dried fruit, or 2 different gummy vitamins or something like that. So a lot of compare and contrast, but the measurement piece is definitely helpful. Teaches them those good math skills. How much did it change? So that's a little bit of osmosis for you.